They called the cops on my autistic daughter for playing her violin in our backyard, but they had no idea who they were messing with. What would you do if your HOA tried to evict your disabled child, only to learn you're a U.S. Marshal with the power to fight back? This is the story of how a simple violence sparked a neighborhood war, and a battle that changed everything. 3 months ago, I, Michael Carter, moved with my 12-year-old daughter, Lily, to Pinewood Estates, hoping for a fresh start after my wife's passing. Lily, who has autism, had just been accepted into the youth symphony, a dream come true. Her hazel eyes lit up as she clutched her acceptance letter, squealing, "Daddy, I did it!" For a girl who struggled with sensory overload, this was a triumph. I'd taken a desk job with the U.S. Marshal's service to be there for her, keeping my career under wraps. In my experience, people act differently around law enforcement. That evening, Lily practiced her violin in our backyard, the golden sunset glowing around her. The notes weren't perfect, she was tackling a tough piece, but her passion filled my heart. Then came a sharp knock. At the door stood Karen Walsh, HOA president, her face tight, clutching a clipboard. "Mr. Carter, we need to address the noise from your property," she said, her smile cold. I explained that Lily's violin was within noise ordinance hours, but Karen thrust a complaint form at me. 3 neighbors reported screeching. "It's disrupting the community's peace." My jaw tightened. "It's not screeching. Lily's autistic, and music is her therapy. She just made the symphony." Karen's expression didn't budge. "Rules apply to everyone, Mr. Carter. Consider indoor practice or school facilities." When I mentioned Lily's sensory issues, she snapped. "That's your problem, not the HOA's." She issued a $100 fine warning, doubling with each violation. Lily overheard, her face pale. "Am I in trouble, Daddy?" she whispered. "No, sweetheart," I said, hugging her. "Some people just don't get it yet." I set up a practice corner in our garage, but the insulation wasn't enough. Another fine arrived, $200. At the HOA meeting, I cited the Americans with Disabilities Act, demanding accommodations. Karen cut me off. "The ADA doesn't override our covenants." The board moved on, ignoring me. I dug deeper, studying bylaws and property maps. Something felt off. I asked our neighbor, Mrs. Lopez, if Lily's violin bothered her. "Oh, it's lovely," she said, surprised. "Reminds me of my granddaughter." She hinted Karen, recently divorced, was behind all complaints. Fines kept coming, $400, $800, crushing Lily's spirit. She started having meltdowns, whispering, "Maybe I should stop playing." My heart broke. Then I caught Karen on camera, sneaking into our yard while we were out, photographing Lily's music stand. When confronted, she smirked. "As HOA president, I have inspection rights." I warned her. "Touch my daughter's things again, and we'll have a problem." Her eyes narrowed. "Is that a threat, Mr. Carter?" "It's a boundary," I shot back. The next Saturday, a police cruiser rolled up, lights flashing. Lily froze, her bow trembling. Officer Daniels, looking sheepish, said, "We got a disturbance call, child in distress." Across the street, Karen watched, arms crossed, smug. I explained Lily's autism and invited Daniel to meet her. He saw her rocking on the porch and softened. "No need to bother her. Just a welfare check." As he left, he added, "My niece is on the spectrum. Plays guitar. It's her thing." That night, an email from the HOA arrived, a $1,600 lien notice for unpaid fines. Lily saw my shaking hands. "Are we losing our house, Daddy?" she asked, terrified. I hugged her. "No, Lily. They don't know who they're dealing with." As a marshal, I'd faced cartel hitmen and protected witnesses. I knew how to fight, and win. At the emergency HOA meeting, Karen played dirty, projecting zoomed-in photos of Lily playing, her joyful expression twisted to look like distress. 17 complaints, She lied, claiming property values were at risk. The room buzzed with tension. An older neighbor, Mr. Torres, stood. I didn't complain. I liked the music. Karen's smile faltered. I rose, my voice steel. I'm Michael Carter, and this is Lily, my autistic daughter. Her violin is therapy, recommended by her specialist. I requested accommodations 6 weeks ago, ignored. I held up noise logs proving Lily never exceeded 65 decibels, legal under town law. Your bylaws require 2 board members to verify complaints. Did that happen? Board members shifted uncomfortably. I have signed statements from every neighbor. No one complained except Karen. Gasps filled the room as I revealed Karen's trespassing footage. This is state law trespassing, I said. A neighbor shouted. Karen, is that true? She stammered. I have inspection rights. Not without 48 hours notice, I corrected. Chaos erupted. Lily tugged my sleeve, overwhelmed. The vice president adjourned the meeting, promising to review the evidence. 3 days later, Karen escalated, arriving with a code enforcement officer claiming my garage's phone panels were unpermitted modifications. Lily ran inside, sobbing. I showed the officer the temporary setup. He sighed. These aren't structural, ma'am. No violation. Karen's face turned crimson. This isn't over, Carter. I'd had enough. The next morning, I donned my full Marshal uniform, badge gleaming. Lily's eyes widened. Are you going back to your old job? No, sweetheart. I'm showing them who we are. At the HOA's management office, I demanded to see the overseer. The receptionist's eyes flicked to my sidearm. Minutes later, I faced Kevin Lee, the manager. I'm Deputy U.S. Marshal Michael Carter. Your HOA is harassing my disabled daughter, violating the Fair Housing Act. I laid out evidence, fake complaints, trespassing, and discriminatory fines. I've filed with HUD. Rescind the fines and approve accommodations, or this goes federal. Kevin sweated, promising to consult legal. As I left, a text from a Channel 5 reporter pinged. Heard about HOA discrimination. Can we talk? Someone had leaked the story. Lily's music teacher offered the school's music room for practice. Neighbors rallied, holding signs. Let Lily play! Officer Daniels, off-duty, brought his violin-playing son to meet Lily. At the next meeting, with cameras rolling, I dropped the bombshell. I'm a U.S. Marshal with 15 years in witness protection. Karen filed false police reports, confirmed by Officer Daniels. Daniels nodded. No violations found. The room exploded. Neighbors demanded Karen's resignation. I added, HUD's investigating 7 ADA violations. Karen sputtered. You never said you were law enforcement. I leaned in. And you never asked why my daughter needs her violin before terrifying her. 3 weeks later, a letter arrived. Karen was ousted in an emergency election. I was voted onto the board, unplanned but humbling. Neighbors apologized, presenting a petition with 40 signatures for new accommodation rules. Lily, now practicing outside again, beamed. As a board member, I audited HOA finances, uncovering Karen's $50,000 embezzlement scheme, funneled to her brother-in-law's landscaping firm. The prosecutor was stunned. Karen's arrest hit the news, exposing her vendetta against Lily as a cover for her crimes. By spring, Pinewood transformed. A community garden replaced a planned parking lot, with a stage where Lily taught violin to neurodivergent kids. At a neighborhood barbecue, 30 neighbors cheered Lily's solo. She invited Daniel's son for a duet, imperfect but beautiful. The board named the garden Lily's Haven. Watching Lily laugh with friends, I told a neighbor, I've protected witnesses from killers, but fighting for Lily's right to be herself was my hardest battle. She nodded. Sometimes, the toughest fights teach us the most. What do you think? Was Karen's crusade about rules, or something darker? Share your thoughts in the comments, especially on how far is too far when enforcing community standards. Hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of justice and heart.